Okay, here she is in Ford Diamond White. I'm so glad I got that can a little while ago. It looks like Halfords over here in the UK are doing away with all car branded colours. I don't know if there's going to be a substitute for it, but um, I guess it's going to be too late by the time this video comes out. But yeah, if should you come across a can of Ford Diamond White, I would snap it up straight away. So bar the weapons here, which I did separately and didn't show you, this is it in Ford Diamond White. So, and this is the most intact it's going to be for a while, because now I'm taking everything off. I'm taking this fella off. I'm going to be taking all the framework off, all the little bits off that I've just blue tacked in, top and bottom. And the next thing is to mask this up and get started with the orange. Okay, that's everything stripped off of it, and I've put on the orange, and just like I did with the other two, I can never find an orange that has enough yellow in it. It's not a plain orange, there's a yellow tint to it, and I don't know if that was actually genuine or the um, the camera lights just flared it out and lightened it up, but I prefer it with a yellowish tint. This isn't as yellow, you'll see at the end, this isn't as yellow a tint to it as my other two. Um, I've held back on it. I've mixed yellow in, but this is as far as I've gone because there are going to be decals coming up which are orange, and if I make them too yellow, they're not going to match the other oranges. All right, so that's it. We're almost ready for the wash. Now, if you watched my past couple of Space 1999 themed builds, you will have seen that I had a bit of a problem with this wash that I'm going to be putting on it, called a Flory wash, which is a grey wash that you wash on, you leave for 20 minutes and you wipe off. And I had a problem with it affecting the decals that I had put on. It would either stain the decals and I couldn't get the staining out, or in some cases it would actually lift and remove the decals. Um, so I don't want that to happen with this one, and I don't know how this is going to go. What I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wash on the whole ship first and then put the decals afterwards. Even though some of these panels are going to be decals, I'm going to do it that way. I think I'm going to be all right, because with my um, Eagle Transporter, um, after I'd put the Flory wash on and it had all dried, I put further decals on over areas I'd put the wash, and they stuck absolutely fine. So this time um, it's going to be wash then decals. All right. So I'll come back once I've washed it down, and yeah, hopefully this is going to look quite different. That's the wash on then. All right. Um, Dab most of it off, just leaving it, staining it slightly rather than proper uh, weathering. Um, I've got to put everything back on now, but before I do so, I just want to check to see if there's any decals that are actually, if I do put everything back on, if it's tricky to get them on underneath them, if you see what I mean. So yeah, that's the next step, is put on any decals that might be a bit of a problem to put on if all the rest of the uh, stuff was put back on. Um, and then I'll come back either with all the decals on or some of the decals on. Well, been having a fine old time putting the decals on. Um, yeah, I'm glad I put the decals on in this area first before putting this cage work on. That would have been kind of tricky to put them in there. So yeah, glad I thought about doing that. Um, so yeah, been putting them on. Um, go on really well. I am a little bit worried. I mean, decals are meant to go on onto a glossy surface if you're going to have maximum adhesion. And you know, this Flory wash I've put on dulls the gloss down quite a bit. So I've been using microset just to give it a little bit more gluing ability. That's weird. I don't know if this was on the original. I've never seen this before, but this decal here, asbestos phenolic material. Didn't know that was on there before. As you see, they are very, very shiny, the decals, incredibly shiny. So everything's going to have a coat of matte varnish once done. So all I've done is this bit here, the just this round part, this bit on the weapons here, that band, and I've started putting them on the underside of the beak. And what I'm doing basically is, because I'm a little bit worried about, you know, handling the model once the decals are on, I'm doing all down this side first, all down that side, and then anything that's on the middle area here I'll do last. All right, so as I say, cracking on, enjoying it. That's the only bits I've done, and that's how far I am into the decal sheet. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stop putting them on here. I'm almost done up at this end, but I'm going to stop now because I'm thinking the upper girder work has a lot of these, like these here, are for the upper girder work, and they wrap round the tubing, and I think that's going to be a lot easier to put them on while the top girder work is separate from this model. All right, so I'm going to put them on before attaching that. Okay, but we're getting along. I'll come back once all the decals have been applied. All right, that is all the decals on, and I did have the problem that I thought I was going to have. Um, Decals meant to go onto a gloss surface. I'd put the Flory wash on, therefore it wasn't a gloss surface, and they didn't stick too well in some places, even with the microset and microsole. Yeah, they just weren't sitting there. Even at the point I was putting the matte varnish on, they were still lifting off. But I think the matte varnish has now um, locked everything down, held everything down. So that's all the decals on. You can see here, I've now removed all the masking. So we've got the lovely glossy windows in there. I've just got to trim. You see, I had a little bit of paint bleeding underneath the edging of the masking there, but nothing too drastic. So yeah, next step is pick out the metallics, you know, on the thrusters, the engine bells. I'm not going to go for an aluminium. Why are you not focusing? Move my hands out of the way. There we go. Um, I'm not going for an aluminium bell sort of affair. This is a warship. It's been in the wars, so yeah, that's going to be darkened right down. So yeah, I'm nearly there. I think I'll come back once it's done. Well, it's over to shaky cam for the finale. So here we go. Metallics are on. She's all done. And yeah, finally finished. Yeah, it's taken quite a while, this model, but not in an annoying way. There's just so much going on, so much detail, so much to do painting wise, so many decals to put on, that you do get your value for money. This is an inexpensive kit for everything you get anyway. So I have really enjoyed it, but the one thing to note, the one thing to take away from this is um, MPC decals must go on a gloss surface. The idea of putting on the Flory wash, then the decals, no. I had a few tricky bits, and there's still things I've got to resolve. Like you see this decal here, there's a bit of a cloudiness, even though there's matte varnish over the top. There's a cloudiness here, so I've got to mix up this orange again and just and cover up those the milky cloudy bits. So there we go. Very pleased with it. Very pleased how it's come out. As is customary when I make craft of a certain scale. Let's compare them to other ships I've got in that scale. But before that, let's pull back a bit. Let's move him over there. Let's bring in my other Hawks. So this is again by MPC. That's there. 1/72 version, and you can really see now that I deliberately didn't go the proper yellow orange that I had with that one, all right, because I knew that the orange that I was mixing up had to match the decals, which were orange, all right. And let's bring in the scale indeterminate Airfix one from the 70s. So we're going up and up and up, all right. So they are my 3 Hawks that I own. And then this is 1/48 scale. The only 1/48 scale vehicle I currently have is from a base alpha is the lunar tank that I did recently. So there's a size comparison there, what they'd look like in the garage together. And then I think this is the only one, no, maybe, I'm not sure. I think this is the only 1/48 scale craft I've got from a different universe, and that's the old Snowspeeder from Star Wars. So yeah, Hawk is considerably bigger. All right. I haven't got the side-on ship, which is 1/48 scale, to compare and contrast against, because that's still in progress. What I'm going to do is, when I finish the side-on ship, this Hawk will return for a size comparison. So, okay, that's it. That's done. Let's put him away, and I can focus on that side-on ship now.